What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW video for Mists of Pandaria Classic, and the raids are now out, and people are out here blasting content. We have challenge modes, heroic dungeons, we have the raids. There's one thing we currently don't have, celestial dungeons, and that's coming out in just a few days here. Now today I want to talk about gearing in Mists of Pandaria. I mean, I have a 460 main, which might not be that great, but I'm quite happy about it, and I'm looking forward to keep gearing that main as well. 460 is pretty alright at the moment, considering I haven't played the main that much, been leveling a bunch of characters, and for anyone who doesn't know, one of my main goals in Pandaria is to get gold challenge modes on every single class. I had realm best times back in actual Pandaria on a very big realm as a rogue, so I really love challenge modes, but I want to do them as something else than just a rogue this time. So I've decided to do it on everything, including a rogue, every single class. Either way, today we're covering some changes coming to gearing in Pandaria and what you can look forward to doing next week. A quick word from today's sponsor, aka myself, and then we get right into it. This video is sponsored by Solheim's Gold Guides. Available on Gumroad, these guides will teach you all you need to know about making gold in various versions of World of Warcraft. Farming, crafting, flipping, several different ways of making gold, all in one place. You also get access to a Discord server where you can interact and share ideas to make even more gold together. In that same Discord server, you will also get early access to gold making videos and exclusive content. So, if you are ready to take your gold making to the next level, go to solheim.gumroad.com and find the gold making guide for the version of WoW that you are interested in. Okay, so Blizzard has recently posted a blue post, and it's quite a long blue post as well. We're just gonna focus on the gearing part here, basically celestial dungeons and the Raidfinder. I just want to cover the Raidfinder part real quick, even though we already know Raidfinder isn't happening, but I want to cover why. It's been a topic on my streams. I stream both on Twitch and on YouTube, by the way, probably live right now, and I kind of want the Raidfinder to be here. I don't really know why they decided to take it out, but let's check it out. To me, it makes sense why they wanted to continue doing the celestial dungeon system we have had since Wrath, but I was really hoping for having that alongside Raidfinder. Either way, considering all points of view and weighing our options very carefully, we made a decision to develop Mists of Pandaria Classic without the Raidfinder system. The journey through Classic expansions has allowed us to reflect on the original team's decisions and discuss their outcomes with the same team members. We have also listened to players' memories and experiences with the OG content, bringing it to life again for both old and new players. In 2011, raiding was niche, limited to organized guilds with fixed schedules, and pickup groups were rare. The development team introduced Raidfinder during Cataclysm to make raiding more accessible, despite its impact on social bonds. That being said, in Progression Classic, we have seen far more players participating in normal raiding, and we expect this to continue into Mists of Pandaria Classic. Classic progression realms have evolved differently over the last 5 years compared to OG WoW. Classic players have built a strong raiding ecosystem, and we believe that moving into MOC Classic without Raidfinder will foster a stronger raiding community. The only thing that I have to say about Raidfinder is that it would be a lovely way to see what the bosses are, and also where they are, and also the actual mechanics of the bosses, even though in a trivial version, just seeing what they're doing before normal raids. Because I raided normal in Cataclysm, and even though for the most part, most people know what to do, some people absolutely don't. Some people, you know that you're supposed to move from fire. Some people actively seek out the fire and go to it instead. So some people could really benefit from seeing the boss mechanics in a place where it does no damage, which is what the Raidfinder is. You could stand in anything and just not die, basically. Either way, this video is not really about the Raidfinder, just wanted to talk about that real quick. So, Celestial Dungeons. Celestial Dungeons are a new dungeon difficulty in Mists of Pandaria Classic that stands as the culmination of everything that we have learned from Titan Rune dungeons in Wrath and Elemental Rune dungeons in Cataclysm Classic. So, Celestial Dungeons are a new additional difficulty tier, selectable from the Dungeon Finder, designed for players who are ready to move beyond heroic dungeons, and I mean, aren't we all? Even on my tank, I dinged 90 on a tank yesterday, I'm pulling basically the entire dungeon. I'm just running through, pulling everything, even pulling trash into the bosses, and yeah, just sprinting through, doing heroics in less than 10 minutes, as in newly ding the tank. So I feel like Celestials are really gonna be a step up, hopefully, and could be, well, more fun than heroics that are just you run through them. It's insane. Inside, all players will commune with the August Celestials, gaining powerful blessings to help overcome enhanced challenges. Strategic use of these blessings will be key to success, and you will also find, before I cover these points by the way, please, if you are doing Celestials, pick up the powers. Having played Wrath and Cataclysm now, I see this way too often. People go into Celestials and don't pick up the powers. Why? You don't gain more loot from it, there's no achievements, no titles, no cosmetics, all you're doing is less DPS for not clicking it. Click the button, take the powers. Either way, you will also find the gear that offers more power than heroic gear, including all the items that used to drop in Raidfinder, particularly tier pieces, items that will be targetable, target farmable, as well as random drops, currency dropped by bosses that can be used to purchase a wide variety of the above. And then you will also find legendary quest progress, with quest additions made to preserve the lore, should players choose to use celestial dungeons rather than raids to progress the legendary quest chain. So you can basically do the entire legendary thing without doing the raids, you can just farm celestials, and you are fine. Then we also have progression through patches. Celestial dungeons will grow with each raid tier. Throne of Thunder and Siege of Orgrimmar will bring new threats and rewards and new celestial powers to master. Previous tier rewards will remain available, so transmog hunters and collectors will not miss out. Celestial dungeons will go live 2 weeks after Mogurshand Walls opens, giving players time to explore the raid before diving into this new challenge. Did I say they were coming out this week, like in 5 days? Either way, it's 2 weeks after the release, so basically 10 days from now, give or take. We believe this approach keeps the spirit of Classic alive, rewarding commitment, encouraging social play, and offering meaningful progression while still making content accessible in a more engaging and respectful way. So, for queuing then, Celestial Dungeons can only be entered by using the automated group finder tool, and they require a minimum item level of 435 to queue, the exact same as Heroic Dungeons. The mechanics. Upon entering a Celestial Dungeon, players will be greeted by the August Celestials, and speaking with the Celestial allows the player to ask for their assistance, granting the player unique powers based on which Celestial they interacted with. You also have Dominion of the Empress as a buff applied to creatures in Celestial Rune Dungeons. Their damage is increased by 50% and their health is doubled. Every 60 seconds a boss is influenced by the proclamations of Imperial Vizier Sorlock. Sorlock demands the influence from one of the lieutenants of Grand Empress, and the lieutenant will appear and cast one of their raid abilities. Now, when it comes to the actual Celestials, it would make a lot of sense if the Ox is for tanks, if the Crane is for the healers, the Dragon is for casters, and the Tiger is for strength and agility users. I think that's going to be quite obvious, but we'll see when the dungeons comes out. Then we have the rewards, probably what everyone is waiting for here. Currency, August Stone Fragments. Each boss in a Celestial Dungeon will drop 2 of the new currency, August Stone Fragment, per player. If players have defeated all of the other bosses in the dungeon, the final boss of each one will drop an extra 3 August Stone Fragments. Now, pay attention to if you have killed all the other bosses, so you have to do all of them, and then the final boss drops even more. This allows you to skip some bosses if you really want to, but then you are missing out on 3 fragments, so it rewards you for not skipping bosses. Running your first Celestial of the day will grant 4 more stone fragments. Every Celestial dungeon after the first one of the day will give 2 stone fragments when completed as well. So you can basically get 2 more every single day by doing your first daily. There is also a rotating daily quest for Celestial Dungeons that can be picked up from Challenger Zung or Challenger Vuli in Valley of the Eternal Blossoms for 3 more stone fragments as well. This daily quest will never be the same Celestial Dungeons 2 days in a row, and it will never be the same dungeon as a challenge mode daily quest. That's kinda sad. I was hoping to maybe do both at the same time if that worked somehow. The cap of how many stones or stone fragments a character can hold will be low at first, but will increase with the release of each raid tier. Then we have the avatar of the August Celestial Vendors. The August Stone Fragment currency can be used to purchase items from the new NPC, the Avatar, in shrine, well, both shrines for both the Alliance and for the Horde. Players will be able to purchase the following goods after Mogushan Raid launch. All celestial items from Mogushan Vault, renamed versions from the Raidfinder gear. So basically, it's Raidfinder loot but called Celestial this time. You can also buy a satchel of Celestial Chance, containing a handful of lesser charms of good fortune, and a chance at unreleased mounts from the original Mists of Pandaria expansion. Now, anyone who's a mount gatherer, this sounds insane, and I'm just gonna say there are some pretty interesting unreleased mounts. Commendations of service for justice points, and some valor points as well. 2 weeks after each raid is released, the items on the avatar will update their tables to contain items from that brand new raid. After the final raid of a phase has been released, the avatar will offer a satchel of stone fragments for 10 August stone fragments. This is a bind on account bag that you can then send to an alt and open for 10 fragments, basically transferring 10 fragments from one character to another character. This allows players to gain progressions on their alts through playing their main character, and also allows a way for alts to gain lesser charms of good fortune as well. Then we have the legendary questline items. Players can earn progress towards a legendary questline with a chance of gaining sigils of power and sigils of wisdom, drops from end bosses in celestial dungeons while on the associated quest, so only from the end bosses. Players can earn progress towards a legendary questline by defeating the Shah of Doubt and obtaining the Chimera of Doubt while on that associated quest. Players can take the route of doubt by declining Rathian's request to harness fear. For challenge modes, I'm not going to read through the entire thing, but the kind of important part here is that there will be new rewards granted to players who have earned the Realm Best Time for each dungeon. So earning Realm Best Time will now kind of work like arenas, where you get rewarded for being high rating, and you can get mounts. As they say here, these rewards will change depending on the season, and will be similar to PvP rewards such as mounts and titles. Going down to currency, there's one thing I kind of want to cover. We already know that Valor will have a rolling cap, so week 1 will be 1600, week 2 will be 3.2. If you level up an alt, you will suddenly, like if I'm leveling an alt right now, and getting to 90 in week 2, I can just farm out 3.2k Valor, because it has a rolling cap. So if you start in week 10, you can farm out 16,000 Valor, just as an example. But the one big thing here, once you have collected 1,000 Valor on a character on your account, all other characters on that account will have Valor gains, increased by 50% for the remainder of the week. So if you play multiple characters, capping Valor will be very easy once you have collected 1,000 Valor on character number 1. So for anyone who has multiple characters, instead of doing one daily heroic per character, try to get 1,000 Valor on character 1 as fast as possible, and then start doing your daily heroics. And because I'm covering the gearing aspect of this blue post, there's one more thing to cover. That's going to be the world bosses. The Shah of Anger and Galleon will begin spawning at with the opening of Mogushan Vaults, and please note the world bosses will not drop tier 14 gear until after the first weekly reset or content reset following the release of the Heart of Fair raid. We advise players to not use bonus rolls of Shah of Anger unless you're hoping for PvP gear. So for example, going back to the game right now, we can take a look at Shah of Anger. He drops a bunch of PvP items and a mount, by the way, that people really want to have. But he can also drop these right here, the hands and also the legs, I believe, right? Yeah, hands and legs. They cannot drop until Heart of Fear comes out. So don't waste your bonus roll on Shah of Anger unless you want to have PvP gear. That being said, you also have Galleon dropping only PvE items, and if you ask me, this is technically tier 14 as well. It is just not tier 14 like set piece. That being said, these are dropping. I already have a friend who has one of these items, so Shah of Anger not worth using bonus rolls on. Galleon might be. Either way, with Celestial Dungeons coming out, gearing is about to be a whole lot easier, and hopefully in this video and that blue post helped cover a little bit of what's happening and when it's happening as well. If you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like down below, and let me know what you're most excited about down below in the comments, and how difficult do we think Celestial Dungeons are going to be. Either way, thank you for watching. I'll be live once again both on YouTube right here and also on Twitch pretty much the entire day and the entire weekend. As always, once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next video very soon.